So just remember, this is your face, not just here. Hello guys, welcome back to Find Beauty Bible. Today's video is all about figuring out what kind of habits do you need to have before you even bother to set skincare goals. A lot of times we start to see new products that we want to try. We see things happening on our skin that we want to target. We have certain expectations of what we want our skin to look like a few weeks, months, even years from now. Sometimes we set those expectations without even addressing what our current habits are. I'm going to let you know what skincare habits you need to stop before setting skincare goals. So first things first, I want to talk about 7 things that I'm not going to mention in this video today because I think that quite frankly, these are very annoying things to hear when you're trying to seek out advice for your skin. Number 1, I'm not going to sit here and say that in order to have better skin, you need to drink more water. Although your skin is your body's largest organ, it's one of the last organs to actually be affected by your water intake. Lots of things going on inside of your body benefit from your water intake. Therefore, the more you drink water, the closer to being a healthy human being you are. But when it comes to your skin, when it comes to acne, hyperpigmentation, water is it's not the main thing that's going to help your skincare. You can drink 6 gallons a day. If you're not using skincare products to target what your concern is, it doesn't matter. Another thing I'm not going to say is to not smoke. Although some people do see adverse effects when they smoke, I am not your doctor. It's not the advice that people come to a skincare video to hear. Also, same thing for drinking. I will never turn down happy hour with my friends because I have a pimple on my face and I don't want to make it 2 pimples, you know? I'm also not going to tell you that your eating habits are the reason you have skin concerns. The reason I hate that advice so much is because most times when we hear people talking about what you eat affecting your skin, it is usually directed towards younger people, even prepubescent children who are starting to experience their first set of breakouts. And I think that a lot of parents have a bad habit of saying it's because you have too much candy, it's because you always get milkshakes and frappuccinos and Starbucks and all of these sweet things, and that's why you have acne. And it's like, no. They have acne because they're going through puberty. It is a huge hormonal change. Your body is never the same after this. Same thing for certain health conditions and things like menopause. They are huge hormonal changes. When your body is reacting to that in the natural way that it would, I think it's such a lazy cop-out. It's putting too much blame on the person for something that would have happened anyway. I'm also not a nutritionist, so quite frankly, not only am I not qualified to give you that information on a detailed enough level to help you, I also just think it's annoying, so I'm not going to mention your eating habits in this video. I also am not going to mention wearing makeup. In fact, I purposely have on makeup right now to show you that you can wear makeup every single day. I wear makeup maybe 5 days out of the week, and I still take great care of my skin. Does taking great care of my skin mean that I never experience pimples, breakouts, or any dark spots? No. It just means that I'm taking care of my skin as best as I can. Therefore, that section of my personal hygiene is on the right track, and I'm not going to not wear makeup, something that I enjoy experimenting with so much just for the sake of vain reasons like not wanting a pimple. It's dumb. Stop telling people that the reason they're getting pimples is because they're wearing makeup. There is something to do with makeup that I will mention in this video, but we'll get into that later. The next thing I will not mention as a bad skincare habit is not getting enough sleep. Not everyone has the type of life, the type of job, the type of family, the type of living situation, or the type of anything to always get the same exact amount of sleep every single night on the dot. And for people who do have a very consistent work schedule, not everybody wants to close their eyes and end their day at 8 p.m. just 3 hours after they clocked out from work, you know? Some people like to stay up, make the most of the time that they do have to themselves, and I'm not gonna fault you for that when you're clearly here seeking skincare advice, not looking for a life coach. And the last habit you do not have to worry about me mentioning in this video is the fact that you might have skin concerns because you don't have an expensive skincare device like a steamer or a facial cleansing brush or a NuFace facial toning device, a gua sha. All of those things I will not mention in this video as habits you need to stop or start. And now that I have let you know what you don't have to worry about watching this video and being annoyed about, let's get into the actual skincare habits that you might want to take into consideration before you set skincare goals. is going to seem self-explanatory, but it's actually pretty simple and not as common as you think, to be honest. And that is not washing your face. Not washing your face is definitely a habit that you're going to have to handle before setting skincare goals, because that is one of the basics of skincare. I like to say that if you have no other products in your routine at all, you have to cleanse your face, you have to have a moisturizer, and you need sunscreen. Those three things, once you have those three products in your routine, you really don't need anything else. You've got to respect the basics, because if not, you're going to be using a bunch of other products and treatment products trying to overcompensate for the lack of your skincare foundation. Everything else you add besides those three are going to be products that maybe target specific concerns of yours. So you can use these three products, the basics, without having any treatment products, but you cannot use treatment products and expect to get great results from them if you don't also have these three. So no matter what skincare products you have, one of them needs to be a cleanser, one of them needs to be a moisturizer, and one of them needs to be a sunscreen. Washing your face is not necessary to do twice a day. Most people are perfectly fine only washing their face at night. The next skincare habit you need to stop before setting skincare goals is trying to build a routine full of treatment products without also having at least one product in there that is solely for hydration and nothing else. You can have a serum that has hyaluronic acid in it. You can have a serum that has ceramides, amino acids in it, something like that. Because if you only have a routine that is Dr. Bronner's soap, hydroquinone, benzoyl peroxide cleanser, niacinamide for your acne, a retinol at night, and then you use Dr. Dennis Gross alpha beta pads to exfoliate, that is going to wreak havoc on your skin. You're more likely to over dry your skin by accident. You need those products in between, if they're not already combined with your treatment products, that will hydrate your skin and protect your moisture barrier. Just as you are working on the rest of your concerns, you want to make sure you respect your skin's integrity. The third habit goes hand in hand with the first one, and that is not using SPF. Some people will say, well,
I don't use SPF because I don't like the color of it. I don't use SPF because I'm allergic to it. I don't use SPF because I use makeup that has SPF in it.
I have already debunked all three of these things in a video before, but I'll mention them here again. Number one, nobody wears enough foundation at one time for you to get the full protection of the sunscreen that they claim is in there. So that's that about the makeup thing. About you being allergic to SPF. That is a little bit too broad of a statement, and I think what people usually mean by that is they tried one SPF, maybe 2 or 3. They didn't like the way their skin felt afterwards, so they just have written off all SPF and decided to stop trying to find one that works for them. I understand your frustration, and I understand the fear even that comes along with trying new sunscreens or new products in general, but I must tell you to keep on trying. There are so many sunscreens nowadays that you don't have to worry about it being allergenic. You don't have to worry about it causing white cast. There are just so many options. I will put 2 of my favorite sunscreens in the description box below. Keep on trying. You have to have an SPF though, because if you're not protecting yourself from the sun's harmful rays, that's both UVA rays and UVB rays, it's going to be very, very difficult to see any progress at all with any type of skin concern, whether it's acne, hyperpigmentation, you name it. The next habit is over exfoliating. My golden rule is you don't need to exfoliate more than 3 times a week. That goes for physical or chemical. You don't need to do much more than that. And you want to know why? Because we only get a new top layer of skin every 6 to 8 weeks. You gotta be mindful of that, because remember, if you exfoliate too much, over exfoliation can lead to irritation, which can lead to inflammation. And you know what inflammation causes? Yeah, you guys already know because you've been here on this channel for a while. Inflammation causes post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. That's a can of worms we don't even want to accidentally touch on. So limit your exfoliation, and I guarantee you'll see better benefits than if you're trying to exfoliate every single day in some way, some form. The next one is such a common habit, but I had to mention it because I don't think you guys understand how important it is. You cannot pop your pimples. There are so many different tricky little things that brands do nowadays that try to take advantage of a bad skincare habit they know most people have. You know what brands will tell you? Brands will tell you, Oh, don't pop your pimples with your fingers. Pop them with this $10 pimple extracting device that we made for you. No, you should not be. You are not a dermatologist. You are not an esthetician. You are not any of those things. So why are you buying tools to help you get things out of your body? Think about it. Think about it. I think that sometimes because pimples come up on our face and for our own vain reasons we don't want them to be there, we sort of give ourselves a pass for trying to literally get a bodily fluid out of our body. Let's say you had a wound, right? And the doctors put stitches on it. Are you taking it upon yourself to take your stitches out and start squeezing the wound so that everything that was in it comes out? No, right? Because that sounds crazy because you're not a doctor. So why we always give ourselves some sort of false pass to pick at our face and peel our skin and try to extract pus and everything from the inside of a pimple, I do not know. But it is a habit that I think we as a human collective need to work on because it's not good for us. Go to an esthetician and have them do a professional extraction. Why? Because they know how to pop a pimple in a way that three things: won't cause damage to your skin, won't spread that bacteria to other parts of your face unknowingly, and won't cause hyperpigmentation. That is one of the biggest habits of all to avoid. No matter how clean you think your hands are, no matter how good you've gotten at popping your pimples over the years, it is a habit to stop. Unless between now and 2 years from now you go to esthetician school and get licensed, and then you can maybe be your own client. I don't know. But until then, keep your hands away from your face. The next habit to stop before setting skincare goals is inconsistency. Just in general, hopping around to different products and entirely new routines before the routine that you're using has gotten a chance to really become effective. In general, it takes most products at least 6 weeks to start showing you that first set of results. And if you think that's a random number, remember, how long did I say it takes for your skin to get a new top layer of skin? 6 to 8 weeks. So you want to give yourself at least that amount of time to see if a product is working for you, unless you experience an immediate poor reaction from it. And I'm not talking about purging, which is normal with products like exfoliants and retinol. I'm talking about contact dermatitis, like small bumps, itchy, red. You experience any of that instantly, then yes, absolutely discontinue and find an alternative product to use. But if you just started using this retinol serum last week and you're not looking like J-Lo yet, so you're ready to toss it and try something new, just cool it. Just cool it. You gotta give your skin at least a chance to get rid of the layer that you're currently applying your skincare to before you see what beautiful results might be underneath. You don't want to hop around too fast because number one, it's very discouraging. It's going to make you very frustrated and disappointed in your routine. I think that it also sort of makes people start to lose hope and lose confidence in their own choices, because when you're switching around so much and you're not seeing results super quickly, some people do start to feel like, dang, well, do I know anything about skincare? Do I even know what's going on with my skin? Is there something wrong with me? Like, why is no product on the market showing me any results? And it's not you. It just might come down to your patience. So I would say before you set skincare goals, get rid of your habit of being inconsistent or product hopping too frequently. Last habit that you should really try to stop before setting skincare goals is being obsessive with your skin. And I say this not to put down people who have very extensive routines, people who care a lot about their appearance and their skin, people who put a lot of time and devotion into targeting their concerns. That's not what I'm talking about. When it starts to negatively impact your confidence, when it starts to make you feel like you're not doing enough, when it starts to make you feel like you need to look at your skin with a magnifying mirror every night, when it gets to that point, you want to dial back a little bit and say, you know what? I can cool it for a little while. My skin is just going to do what skin does, no matter how extensive my routine is, no matter how expensive my products are. At the end of the day, it is just skin, and I should be grateful for it no matter how it looks on the outside right now. Just keeping a nice, healthy mindset and a healthy relationship with the products that you're using, and a healthy relationship with the idea of self-care and skincare overall is a great habit to start before you start to make skincare goals. I've always been someone who is a huge advocate for educating yourself and giving yourself the knowledge that you need to target the concerns you have, but I have never been an advocate for forcing yourself to do a routine that feels unmanageable, overwhelming, or negatively impacts your confidence. That is a skincare habit to stop. That is something to scale back on before you start to set future skincare goals. I know that's not particularly skincare advice, but I do think that sometimes us skincare influencers forget to remind people about how important it is to just be okay with what's happening with your skin before you try to target it. Because when you try to target something that you haven't accepted yet, it's easy for that to turn into an obsession because you want your skin concern gone and resolved so badly that you're willing to try anything whether or not it's good for you, or whether or not it even is likely to work for you. You're just trying anything, picking up any sort of product just to see maybe an inkling of results. Those are my 7 skincare habits that I recommend you completely stop before making skincare goals. Now, I do have more for you, but these I would say are not as imperative as the first 7 that I mentioned. The first out of this 4 is to clean your makeup brushes often. And by often, I mean as often as you can manage. I mean, whenever you get that little inkling like, when's the last time I cleaned this brush? Clean it right then. Cleaning your makeup brushes just makes sure that you're not carrying the same bacteria that has touched your face from day to day to day. Next thing you know, it's been a whole month and you are applying bacteria from that makeup brush onto your face that has been on that brush since February. You know, I did want to mention that as a tip that will help you receive better skincare results, just not drastically. It's just something you should do because of hygiene, really. The next one is to change your pillowcases very often. That, I will say, is a lot easier to keep up with than the makeup brush thing, because makeup brushes, you have to wash them by hand. You have to wash them one at a time. And I think that that's what keeps people from doing it as often as they should. But the pillowcases is a great one because that's another item that your face lays on every single day. Not everyone wears makeup every day, but I'd like to assume that every single person in the world sleeps at least a little bit every day. And because of that, you want to make sure that that canvas you're laying your skin on every single night is clean. What I did was I bought multiple of the very same pillowcase so that once I took the current one off, I could dash it into the laundry and I just slip the new one right on it. That way it's not completely urgent for me to do my entire laundry basket just because I wanted to make sure my pillowcase was clean. And a final skincare habit that you might want to start before making skincare goals is to not forget about your neck and chest. I had an esthetician tell me a few years ago that your face starts at your hairline and ends at your nipples. That's what she told me. It reminds me that this is all one unit and there's nothing wrong with putting the products on your face down here as well. Because, like, think about it. Makeup artists never forget about the neck or chest. You're constantly hearing makeup tips that say, match your foundation to your neck. Make sure your face doesn't look a different color from your chest. But when it comes to skincare, sometimes we're like, just right here. So just remember it. This is your face, not just here. That is all I have for you today. I hope that you take these into consideration. Stop as many of these habits as you can. Start as many good habits as you can. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will see you guys next week for an episode of Brit's Recent Beauty, as well as next month for a whole new season of Fine Beauty Bible. Have a wonderful rest of your day.